Okay, welcome on in. SmartHelping.com here. I'm going to teach you how to drag Excel formulas. It's something I do in all of the financial models I've built. This is a very basic, but if you've never used Excel, you probably don't know how to do this. If you use Excel every day, you probably do know how to use this. So before I get started, remember you can support me. Check out more of my advanced financial models and tools at SmartHelping.com. I've got hundreds of different templates here for all kinds of different industries for financial modeling and financial simulations and calculators. So check it out. There's all kinds of stuff. I also do custom work on anything in Excel or Google Sheets for $165 an hour. Now, let's get into it here. So, dragging Excel formulas. There's a couple things we're going to cover. The first is, let's say, a typical example is probably a VLOOKUP, honestly. This is probably what the most common thing you're going to find is, let's say there's some data here. Let's say we've got data here and we got metadata here. So some random metadata, right? And let's say you wanted to normalize this and look up a certain thing. Let's say I wanted to see data 2, data 5. Oh, I need space. Data 2, 3, whatever, it doesn't matter. 12, etc. Let's say you've got a list here, and then you've got a meta list of, okay, I want to see what's my secondary calculation, so I do a VLOOKUP. So here's a formula. Excel, to start even doing a formula, which I've done work for people where they didn't even know how to do a formula in Excel. So the first basic thing with the formula, you click in the cell you want the formula to be in. It's like a calculator in every single cell. You hit equals. And then I'm going to do a function. You can look up all kinds of different functions. This is just a VLOOKUP. And it's going to say, I want to look up this value within here. And I'm just going to go to, I'm not really teaching how to VLOOKUP, so I'm going to show how to drag a formula. So this is one formula. And now I don't want to have to go into cell 2 and type in, okay, now I want to VLOOKUP this, whatever. I don't want to manually do that. I want to be able to just drag this down because the same formula applies to each data point. So what I do, you've got your formula in here. You go to the little drag box in the bottom right corner, and you can do two things. One, you can left click it and hold and drag down, and it'll drag down as long as you want. Here I can drag down 3 and look at the formula will apply dynamically to that range for each of these lookups. Also, the other way you can do it, let me undo. You got your formula in the first box, you go to the little bottom right here, and you can double left click, and watch what happens. It automatically fills down as far as the data goes. So if you're just getting into Excel, you're brand new at it, which a lot of people are, you've never used it, I'm trying to teach a little bit here about just dragging formulas down. It could save you a lot of time. I mean, if this is your very first time in the software, you probably don't know, you might know formulas, but you might not know that you can drag them. Now, some more complex stuff, you can also drag them sideways like this. Now, in this case, it wouldn't make any sense, but it might. So you might want to drag formulas this way to apply logic to cells that are going across instead of down. It could also be applying data to here and here. So, let's say I actually want to normalize it and I want to say, I want to see all blue and red of these data points. And let's say there's some more here. I'm just going to paste this down a bunch of times randomly. Okay, so let's say I wanted to do a different function. We'll just say COUNTIFs, and I'll show you how to drag and lock formulas as well. So I want to COUNTIFs in this cell, how many times I see blue, and in this cell, if it's this data point 3. So it's going to say how many occurrences are there of the data point 3 and blue, right? So we got that. Now what happens if I want to do the same formula for this box? I want to see anything that says data point 3 in red. Well, I don't want to manually copy it over. I want to be able to drag this formula to apply and drag it down as much as I need, so I only have to do the formula one time. So now I need to lock. So in note, so if I just drag this like this, see that it says count ifs and then it's got B, H3, A, G4. Well, if I start dragging this over, it's referring to column B and column A. If I drag this over without locking it, now look, it says C and B. And then if I go over again, it says D and C and E and D. So if you drag it over without locking anything, you're going to get it all messed up. So here's what we do. We say put a little $sign in front of the B's, and also so that will lock the column. So as I drag the formula over, it'll keep referencing column B no matter what. And then H3 is the color. I want to lock the number, so I'm locking the row, which is the number, not the column, which is the letter, so that when I drag it down, that doesn't go down and mess up my reference for this row. Because I want to reference only row 3 and only column H here. And then I want to lock A because I'm referencing A, and G4 is locked going sideways because that's this one, and I don't want this to move. I want it to go down but not over. So you can lock them like that, hit enter, and now look, if I drag it over and down, it should tell me how many occurrences. So there's 0 occurrences where it says data point 3 in red, and we can check that. We'll just put a little filter on this. Let's double check. So we want to see, so is there red and is there no data 3s? There's data 1. Or no, sorry, that's a blue. Hold on, we need this filter to apply to the whole range. Oh, no, don't want to do that. We'll filter this whole range. Test out. I really want to see what's for red. And here I can see there's data 4, 7, 10. As there's no data point. Well, wait. There's no data point 3 and red combination is what I'm looking for. So let's do that again. Red and 3. There is no 3s. Okay, so that makes sense. That's a 0. And you can see here there's data set 27 in blue happens 5 times. So if I go to blue here and go to 27 here 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's just one example of how you do an Excel formula and how you can drag it over. There's all kinds of different ways for this, but just know you can just drag it down, over. You lock the columns by putting a $sign in front of the letters. You lock the rows by putting a $sign in front of the numbers in the formula. And there you have it. That's all I got for you on this one. Remember, go to www.smarthelping.com for more, again, advanced financial modeling and calculators for all kinds of business logic. And note, this does apply to Google Sheets the same exact way. The formulas lock over and down, and you can drag them by the corner. Same exact way in Google Sheets as Excel. Alrighty, I'll see you guys on the next one.